Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in here. I want to take the time to, good morning, Eki. I want to take the time to invite you to a new segment that I've been conceptualizing for a while and deciding whether or not I was going to go with it. So this is the first segment of 5 Minutes of Fire. And 5 Minutes of Fire will be a little longer than 5 minutes because I want to kind of introduce you to it today. But 5 Minutes of Fire is basically a response to the need for a shorter, more compact segment that still has power that people can listen to in the morning while they get ready for work, while they're on the way to work, or just before they get their day started. And you know me, I'm very comprehensive in the messages that I deliver because I want to leave people with something they can actually take and apply and use, not just with an idea, not just with inspiration, but with something they can sit up and say, you know what, I'm going to do that today. And so I take a little longer to lay things out because I want to give you enough of what I'm saying to kind of get an understanding of how it works or why it works, to really give you something to work with. So a lot of my content that I distribute on multiple channels is 40 minutes or more. And there's a reason for that, and that's a part of my philosophy. And I write the same way, but at the same time, I have to understand that there are certain people that are busy, that are on the move, and they can't really stick around for a 40-minute whatever you want to call it, diatribe or whatever on any particular topic. And there is a channel on YouTube that I have that I'm sharing this information and I'm archiving it for those of you who want to go and literally just sit down and immerse yourself in the things that I'm sharing. And obviously, another way that you can do that is in my latest book, Critical Mass, The Phenomenon of Living Life at the Next Level. And in that book, we deal with it all. We deal with everything from quantum physics to neuroassociative conditioning and on down the line. We talk about why your thoughts matter, why your speech matters, how to change different things, paradigm shifts, the whole nine in that book. But anyway, these moments, and we're going to determine how the first couple of sessions go, whether or not it's going to be something that's going to be ongoing because time is of the essence with Team Wallace and everything that we're trying to get accomplished. So obviously I don't want to invest my time into something that's not really being beneficial to anyone. But if it works and people are inspired by it, great. So this is going to start the first 5 minute segment. It'll be a little shorter, a little longer than 5 minutes, but ultimately it's an idea about compacting a message. And the first message I want to talk to you about today is that the way that you change the state in which you're living, the way that you change your condition is by upgrading your life. You change the demands you put on yourself. You change the standards of excellence or the measure of excellence in your life. You move the bar in your life. You move it up, you upgrade. One of the most powerful ways that you upgrade your life is in the area of your periphery, those who are in your immediate circle. If you go to any, whatever you want to call them, life strategist, life coach, empowerment coach, whatever you want to call them, if you go to anyone worth their weight in water and you ask them what is one of the top 5 components of life change, all of them are going to tell you at 1 through 5, depending on how their concepts and their philosophies are set up, somewhere in 1 through 5 at different numbers, depending on the coach, they're going to tell you that you need to tighten up your circle, what I call managing your periphery, those in your immediate circle, those who are around you that create influence. You got to change it. If you want to upgrade your life, you start with upgrading your circle. There is a study by MIT that determines something, and I've been saying this a lot, and I've got a wealth of pragmatic and empirical evidence that supports this assessment that I consistently offer my clients, and that is you are going to be an average of the top 5 to 10 people you spend the most time around in your performance, in your earning, in the way you manage your relationships. All of that's going to be easily dictated. If you show me the 5 people you spend the most time around, I can tell you what you're going to do, how much you're going to earn, a lot of things just by observing them. A matter of fact, this is not just some arbitrary assessment or declaration. MIT conducted a study that revealed that on average, you're going to earn within $2,000 to $3,000 a year of what the 5 people you spend the most time around you earn. You're going to be an average of the people you spend time around. So if you want to upgrade your life, that means you have to upgrade your circle. And one of the first things that you've got to be willing to do is be willing to be okay with outgrowing your relationships. You have to understand that every relationship that you enter into is not a lifelong relationship. Most of the relationships that you enter into are progressive in the sense that right at that moment, they have some impact. They're going to show you what not to do, what to do, how to deal with certain issues. They may be supportive, they may be antagonistic, but whatever it is, they don't have longevity in your journey. They are there to impact you at that present moment. But one of the things, being a relational minded people, we tend to want to hold on to every relationship with dear life. We feel as if we're letting someone down or betraying them when it's time to separate and move on. What you have to understand is life is a progressive journey. It is meant to have momentum. It is meant to keep moving. When you stop and you slow down, you have to recreate the momentum you had before you got to that point. You are to experience life, absorb it, and keep moving. If you have people in your life that are not moving in the same direction as you, they are working against your momentum. If you have people in your life that are not sitting up and doing the things that they need to do in their lives, they don't have like minds. If they're not on the same accord and same mindset as you, when you allow them to come into your lives, you allow them to inhibit, redirect, and repurpose your momentum. The truth of the matter is, when it comes down to relationships, you're going to have, hopefully, a spouse that you will spend your entire life with. That's your life partner. You work things out. You get through difficult moments. You find a way to honor the covenant and the commitment that is required to create a true marriage. Now, that's your unique relationship. There should only be one. It's that one. All other relationships are managed by how beneficial and impacting they are. So in essence, you have to understand that some people are going to come along. Matter of fact, the vast majority of the people you come in contact with will not be around your entire life. You're probably going to have 2 at the top, 3 people who are truly friends, who are lifetime buddies and friends that you can always depend on. Everybody else has an expiration date. And if you sit up and you are one of those sentimental people who cannot acknowledge and observe expiration dates, you're going to consistently have problems that you don't understand why they're happening. They're happening because the people in your circle are not in alignment with your idea of what you are seeking. You are in a circle that is diametrically opposed to your progress, your momentum, your energy, and your focus. You're wondering why you're struggling in your marriage because you're hanging out with guys that are single and don't have the same respect for the marriage covenant. You're wondering why you're struggling in finances because everybody you're hanging around with doesn't value wealth. They don't value building. They don't value setting up the proper infrastructure to build. They're just happy showing up at a job. It's simple. It's easy for them. They have no drive, no purpose. They're rubbing off on you. It's called the mind virus. You're literally being infected in your mentality, in your thinking, based on who you're hanging around. You need to have people who are aspiring to be where you're aspiring to be, maybe not in the same industry, but in the same state of mind and being. You need to have people who have already done it that will serve as your inspiration and your pattern. You need to have others who are at the same level you are, aspiring to the same thing, because they're going to provide the encouragement and the accountability. And then you need to have a few people who are aspiring, but not yet where you are, because you're going to use them as the catalyst, because when you reach back and pull them up, it gives you momentum. Guard your circle. I promise you these weren't going to be long, so I'm going to cut it off. But this is what you got to do. If you want to upgrade your life, you've got to upgrade your circle. It's that simple. It's okay to outgrow a relationship. It's okay to put family members in a proper category in which you deal with them in a certain way. Nobody has a right to be in your life if they're not being beneficial to your journey and to your progress. Absolutely nobody. You owe it to no one to have them sitting up in your periphery and wreaking havoc on your dreams. That's all for now. You guys have a great day. Don't forget to go out and get the book Critical Mass. The link is right there. Also, if you want to work with me, the information is also there. Whatever it is, you got to start taking action today. You've got to make the decision to change your life. With that being said, I'm out of here. I'll probably be back with something a little more in depth later on, but this is the first segment of 5 Minutes of Fire. Look for more to come in the days to come. As I always say, I'm going to down the. I challenge you to do the same thing. Live your life on full, so that whenever you leave this place, you leave no regrets. You leave everything on the battlefield spent. That's it for me now. I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable and awesome day. Peace.